Okay,
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Sound good.
all right. So I sent out the email last evening that has a couple of links to things. I had not actually looked at them at that point, but I did today. And Peter also gave me a call and just told me about some of them, the links there. If you haven't taken a look at it yet, there is one form that we need to fill out for the hotel. My email said that it was one form per room, and I've since been corrected. It's one form per couple, or if there's two unrelated individuals, then each individual needs to fill out a form. So basically, for everybody's here at the moment. Hi, Mark Nash, how are you? Everybody will need to fill out their own form at this point, except for the three couples here. Gina, you and Dennis, and Peter and Marcy, and Jeff and I. And I think just about Steve and Marcy. Yeah, you guys can do the same form, but everybody else needs to fill one out. Once you go to pay for the Stenapa fee, there's a couple of questions through there to answer. It's not really a big deal. I went ahead and did that today. The tourist tax, it looks like we can't pay that until we get a little bit closer, so.
A week out.
A week out?
Yeah, I read their website today.
Okay, that's what Peter thought as well. So, around the 20th of February, or a day or two earlier, will be a good time to do that.
The stenopsa fee you could pay?
Yes.
Yeah, I was able to do that already.
When I paid my Stenapa fee, I don't know whether this is going to be visible, but you get a little scan code, and you do need to bring this with you. You should also have it on your phone. If we go to any of these parks, we're supposed to be able to produce this for a park ranger at any time. We also need to show it to the dive shop, which is probably the place we're going to use it most often.
Is that an email?
It comes in an email, but you can also print it or save it as a PDF.
And it's more than just the divers. The non-divers have to actually pay it too.
Yes.
If you plan on swimming out in front of the hotel in the water, that's part of the park. So you have to pay the fee.
So what are you carrying around? A receipt?
It's you can save it on your phone. I don't know how much you can see there, but I just printed it out, but you could save it as a document on your phone, just so that you can open it up and show it to them.
It looks like it's a QR code, and it just says STINAPA parking park tag. And I guess this will also come in your email, so you can have it both on your phone and
Yeah.
Paper. Sometimes phones,
I would
lose things.
have both. Yeah, Peter's got theirs too.
Where are you showing it to? On the dive boat, or
Well, we do have to
I don't
show,
like to bring my phone to wet places.
we do have to show
Print
it
it out, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
on the first day when you check in at the dive shop. You'll need to show it then. This is the form that they said if you don't have it, a copy of it with you, there's a $5 fee for them to go out and get it. So I'm pretty certain you'll only need to produce it at the dive shop one time. They should have it on record after that. But it wouldn't hurt to just have it in your wallet wherever you're walking around.
Okay. And when can you do that? Oh, so you can do it anytime because you already did it.
Yes, yeah, you can do that one anytime. Each person needs to have their own. We already talked a little bit about the group form for the hotel. This is the form with this flamingo and the sunrise on it that I need you to send me back at the shop. Scan it and email it back to me.
You said it needs to be signed?
It does need to be signed and initialed. It's
A
basically
physical signature?
Yeah.
Okay, not electronic. Okay.
Yeah,
So we need to print it, sign it, then take a picture of it and send it back to you.
Yep.
And which one is that? Number one?
I believe it's number one, yeah. So it's just, I understand that checkout is 10 o'clock. I understand there's $100 late fee if I don't check out. I understand that there's COVID policies and the hotel has the right to deny me, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a lot of standard stuff. But they do need signatures for everyone staying in the room. And there's also a place to initial. Each person needs to do that. So if you could get these over to me in the next less than a week, that would be great.
All right, and that's one of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 documents attached to the bottom.
Was there really that many? No, so if you looked at the attachments, there, you can see your last name in them. You can just download a copy to your phone or your computer, or print it out if you're more comfortable with that. It's really a formality. You don't need it in order to check in at the hotel. So
What are we talking about now? I feel like I blinked.
did you look at the email?
Well, there's you have the form for the resort, right? For the hotel, that's the one pager, right?
Right now, I'm just looking at the links. I'm not looking at the documents.
Okay, so right now I'm talking about the documents. If you scroll all the way down,
Yeah, I see them.
there's a bunch of documents with everybody's last name in it. So just find yours and click on it, download it to your computer or print it out if you prefer.
I don't know what you mean by that has everybody's last name on it.
Do you see a document that in that 16 or so attachments that has your last name on it
I see 3 attachments.
with your last name?
No,
Go down further.
What did you say?
no, this is as far as it goes.
Okay. Does anyone else get their voucher?
I have it.
Everything came through for me,
I have it.
and everybody else's name was there. It looks like you got like 17 things to open up until you realize you only find the one with
of
your
them is
name
for
on it.
you.
I
Correct.
see a prepaid dive voucher. Is that what we're talking about? Because I see guest names and it says Nikki Hataya.
Right.
Period.
Hadia, like
That's
Hadia
not my
say,
name.
it's
Yeah.
Hadia, like Hadia say that.
Hadia. Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I
Donna,
still
you
want my
probably,
name.
Donna, you probably have to change that to say like Aaron Nicole, if it needs to like match my ID.
This one does not. That's only
Okay.
when we book airfare, it has to match, but for the hotel, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right, Gina, if you don't see yours, I'll send it to you separately tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to say, the only 3 documents I see, I only see 3 documents and I see they're all the same document with different names on it, but none of them is ours.
Okay, I'll send yours separately. If anyone else did not get their voucher for the hotel, just shoot me an email and I'll send it to you separately tomorrow.
Get your stuff.
Gina and Dennis look like it's document number 6. 3 across the top, the next 3 across.
I don't have 6.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think,
All I have is the 3 across the top.
yeah, I'll just send it to her tomorrow. That'll be easier. It's not an issue. Now there's another document that's a big.
Oh, wait a minute. All right.
Yeah.
Go on. I think I found them.
Okay.
Wait a
There's
minute.
another big, long document, which is, a lot of that is for me, but I included it for you guys because there's just general information about the resort. Does anybody need to rent gear?
Nope.
Joe, do you need to rent gear?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I think that might be it. So I'm gonna forward your name to them and everything will be arranged once you get down there, but they just want to know approximately how many people are gonna need to rent gear.
Okay.
Okay.
The form does talk about the nature fee, which we've already talked about. Some of us have already paid. Now, dining at the resort, breakfast is included with our package. My understanding from several people is the food at the hotel is really only fair. But town is a 5-minute walk and there's a lot of good restaurants or decent restaurants very close by. We are going to be joined on the boat by 2 Scuba Shack divers who did this trip with Scuba Shack, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And they loved Bonaire so much that they bought a house down there. So they are getting us a list of nicer restaurants in all different price points. So if we don't want to eat lunch at the hotel, we can certainly go into town and still get back in plenty of time to do an afternoon dive for those who want to.
Well, we have to check on the boats.
Well,
We have to check on the boat, the time
Yes.
of the boat leaves.
Donna, seriously, I would probably not recommend going into town for lunch. I would
okay,
recommend, unless you were not going to dive in the afternoon for sure. Because you can't guarantee that you're going to walk back in time.
okay,
It's you can walk out there's a gate on the side and you just walk, you're right there in town and, like really quickly. But they've got great restaurants for dinners. Really good. That's worth doing.
okay.
Right.
There are, the hotel, their restaurants on the premises require reservations for every meal except breakfast. If we decide we want to eat dinner in the restaurant, which I think maybe the first night, because we're all probably going to be tired when we get down there. And then after that, we can play it by ear. I think the general consensus is that we should probably eat dinner elsewhere. However, everybody's free to make their own choice. And if you want to stay at the hotel, there's nothing wrong with that. You do whatever is, what you want to do. Any questions on restaurants and dinners?
No, I saw
No.
Peter had a whole bunch of dive shop releases with his, that he sent back.
Yeah,
I don't
there
see
were
them in the
There are a
email.
zillion. You have to sign a couple of pages for nitrox. You have to sign your regular, you have to sign all your liability waivers.
Where did you
And
find
you
those
have-
forms? Was it stuff that I sent you?
It was actually in with the stuff, you clicked on the links. In that 3-page thing that told you all about, the place,
Yeah,
there was a link and that had all the releases and all the dive shop stuff. You had to
Okay.
fill out the nitrox. You had to fill out, actually, it looks like a rental agreement so they can keep tabs of all your diving and all the equipment that you use, tanks.
okay, so I see it now. On the page, it has all the diving information. It says, "Dear dive group members and dive group leaders." A couple of paragraphs down that says, "Please find all of our forms here," and there is a link. So we will all need to, everyone who's going to dive will need to click on there and fill out the forms that are there.
Yep,
Was-
I see it.
It's on
Is that-
page 1, it's on page 1 of that 3-page form on the one that says pre-welcome
Pre-welcome.
PDF. So if you look halfway down, it'll say, please find all our forms, and it gives you a link there. So that's what you have to fill out for
Okay.
diving.
Can I ask a dumb question?
No
Sure.
such thing.
So I'm assuming I don't need to tell them that like I need a tank to put the air in, correct?
No.
They, the tanks.
Unless they're the only ones in the world.
No.
I was like, wait, I'm not bringing my own tank. Am I gonna have to like rent a tank? But
No,
yeah, okay.
tanks, well, you'll have everything. You've already got all your gear, so you're good. I think Joe, you're the only one who's renting. There might be some other, I don't know. I don't think anybody else is
I have
renting.
a question. If I decide I want to rent a light, can I just make that decision there?
Yes,
Or-
Yeah,
yes.
Now, I don't know how many lights they have. I mean, if we.
A plethora, Donna.
all came
When I
down
was
to-
there, a bunch of us, there must have been 15 of us did night dives. and I was the only one who brought a light, so
Yeah,
they rented out 14 of them.
I have a light, but it's very feeble.
Okay,
Well, time to run down a Scuba Shack and get a less feeble light.
we'll get you
Yeah,
a
but
nice
I'm
big
getting old. I
one.
may not have another dive in yet. I don't know.
I need them out in the Philippines, man.
Yeah,
So-
you need-
Yeah, you might as well buy it now. Try it out, get used to it.
No, so it's really important. Check out those forms because there was like 6 or 7 of them I saw, Peter, you filled out.
Yeah, there were a plethora.
Yeah, and it's not like,
You like that word?
yeah, it's not like some of the other places where you do all that waiver online and you just walk into the shop and you're good to go. I guess these guys are still a little bit behind on the electronic waivers.
They do have that Dan form for the COVID that you can actually fill it out online, but
Yeah.
there's no way to sign it. So you actually you fill it out online, you print it out, you sign it, you scan it, and send it all to Donna. Let her send it all in.
Lucky Donna.
So there's
That's
a
why you
lot
got
of
17
printing,
pages from
signing,
me.
and then
Yeah, there was a lot there. I was, I looked at that and I'm like, that's a lot of paperwork that they're asking for.
CYA.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
And
Yeah,
they're-
trust me, when you read that, the release, the liability release, that's basically, unless they take you down and cut your throat with a knife, they're not liable for anything.
Well, that's true with everybody. That liability form doesn't really mean a whole lot.
somebody once told me that you can't sign your rights away.
Well, the thing is, if you want to dive with them, you have to sign
Sign
that
it.
piece of paper.
Yep.
Then you can fight with them later.
Hmm.
All right, so we got that squared away. Make sure everybody fills out their waivers ahead of time, just, or takes a look at it in case there's anything. And if there's something that doesn't look quite right, we'll find out about it. Everybody's, I assume, is all set with their travel, airlines, everything's good.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's 3 or 4 different airlines that we're arriving in, and unbelievably, they all arrive between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. The hotel will be sending at least 1 van, maybe 2. And they will be picking us up at the airport and bringing us to the hotel. So there's no charge for that, but it would be nice to be able to tip the driver. So keep that in mind, and also for the return coming back.
What do we look for at the airport? Something that says Diva Flamingo or,
Flamingo, I assume so, Mark. Well,
I mean, it's not that big an airport, but
what flight are you on?
I am on
What airline?
Delta.
Anybody else on Delta?
I don't even know what I'm on.
Yeah, I think Gina, I think you guys are on Delta, but I don't know
I
that.
have no idea.
I have everybody's flight information at the shop. I don't have it in front of me today.
Yep, I'm a Delta, and so is he.
Oh, really? That's a surprise. Dennis told me he was flying first class on American. I don't know where you were.
So
Okay.
if I find that people are on the same flights, I will let you know. We are still missing a few people tonight. Nikki, I think you and Sonia are on the same flight out of the New York area. I know.
Oh yeah, I'm leaving out of LaGuardia.
Yeah, and I think
No,
Sonia.
she's out of JFK,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's all over the place, but
Is it a direct flight
Maybe-
from LaGuardia?
No, I think.
I'm
they're
going
both
from here to
flying into
Miami.
Miami. So I think
So
Nikki,
maybe-
What airline?
you hook up in
American.
Then Nikki, we'll probably meet you in Miami
Yeah.
because we're flying Hartford to Miami and then Miami to where are we going? Bonaire.
Yeah. I wanted to
No,
leave
I
out
was
of
going to say the
LaGuardia.
Philippines, but I know that's not right.
I wanted to leave out of LaGuardia so I can go see Phantom of the Opera on Broadway for the last time before they shut it the night before. So
Oh, wow.
So, Mark, let's, let's find out a little bit about the logistics at the airport, a little bit more about what you should be looking for and where and that sort of stuff. Because I've never been there. I don't know. It's like,
It's not a big airport.
I can tell you Grand Cayman, I can tell you, that sort of stuff, but,
It's not memorable. This is my third time. I don't remember it.
Okay. But we'll see, if
Our third time.
we got to make sure that they have a van there and that not waiting for a van that's not coming. So
We'll follow up.
Alright.
on
We'll do that. And the dive shop,
that.
if we look at the Flamingo Beach Resort Casino, the dive shop is on their website, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, so I go there and look for all the waivers and all that stuff. I'm sure I would
yeah,
assume.
there's a link right there in that. If you look on that document, Mark, it's the pre-welcome PDF. On page 1, there's a link in there that gets you to all the forms.
Okay,
I'm just pulling it up right now. Let me see. It's redirecting. Okay.
We're trying to share the screen so you can see.
oh, okay, that'd be cool.
It won't let me share. This did this to me before.
All right, so in one of the documents that was on the email we got yesterday, there's a link.
Yes.
All right, in my spare time, I'll sit
Yeah,
back.
it's really easy, Mark. When you see it, just click on it and bam, they're all there.
All right, can you
Oh,
see?
there it is.
Yeah. So when you click on that link, you're going to see the forms. It will tell you that $45 online marine park fee. That's the Stenopta, I think, or
Stenapa, and it's actually 40 now. It went
40.
down in
40.
price.
okay. But there's a health declaration form, COVID-19 registration and release, nitrox waivers, and then that's the Stenopta, pay your entry fee here. So you can do it all right from this page right here. So you should be all set. If you look at it, this is where it is on that page, that welcome to Divi Flamingo. You click on this link right here,
Ah, okay.
right? And it'll take you or redirect you to the Divi.
Show that again. Jeff, can you show that again? I think people need to see that.
Okay.
There it is.
So if you look on it, it's the pre-welcome PDF. Okay. If you open that up, you're going to see that on the first page, it's going to talk to you all about the dive department. About halfway down, there's a link.
Ah, all right.
Right? Divi Dive Index, PHP, Scuba Diving Services Registration. When you click on that, it's going to open up another window and say redirecting you, and then it's going to bring you to these forms. So when you click on a form, it's going to open it up, and you're going to have to print these out and fill them out.
Okay, I'm good with paper. Okay,
Right? So
thank you.
it doesn't look like you can do it all, fill it out like a PDF. These are not PDFs. You can download it right here. See up in the corner, it'll download, and then you can print it out. If you're having a problem with that, with getting the forms, we'll work on downloading them and having available, and we'll email them out if we need to. Okay.
Jeff, the only one that you can fill out sort of is the
Health
COVID form. Yeah, this one you can do online, but you can't sign it.
Yeah, so you can see, but there's a little download arrow up in the upper corner there.
Yeah, so I filled it out and then downloaded it.
Yeah, so you can
then
do
printed it
that.
and then signed it.
And then the other one that we have to do is nitrox waivers. And that's a couple of pages, because I guess what's gonna happen is you will log all your nitrox tanks here. I'm guessing they do that. They have this in a book at the dive shop. Or on the boat. So you'll get your date, your tank, you'll do your analysis, pressure mod, and then they'll initial it as well.
Is anybody here not nitrox certified?
Besides Marcy?
Who isn't going diving?
Who's not going diving?
If
Great.
you're not, come and see me. We'll get you done. You are,
No.
it's
No.
part of the deal. Now, what I didn't see in there was is there a rental form? I didn't see a rental.
I think on one of those first forms, wait a minute, I might even have it here.
Yeah, I think.
There was a thing that kind of was like that would, they would sort of like the nitrox one. They would hold on to it and mark down anything that you used.
Right here on this one, the registration and release.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah, maybe
believe so.
that's where it
I'm
was.
looking at mine.
Okay, yeah, there it is, rental. So if
Yeah,
you're
there it is. Yeah.
stuff, they'll fill it out right
They'll
here.
fill it out. So if you need a light, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. I'll take care of it.
And then, divvy, that's their release and stuff. So like I said, if anybody's having a challenge or has some questions on it, we'll download these and have copies available at the shop. We can shoot them off to you, but it's pretty simple. If you go to that link and then you can download them and print them out, get them all squared away. Just better to have them all with you than not.
Well, actually, these are part of the package that they would like me to present as a package. So once you fill them out, if you can forward them to Scuba Shack.
Will do.
We'll print them
Or take a
out, we'll
picture.
print them out, and then we'll have them all. Now, everybody knows that the first day of diving, our first dive is a shore dive,
Yeah, I read that.
okay? Peter and I, we pushed back on that, but I talked to a lot of people, a lot of the professionals around. They said, that's just Bonaire. You got to do it. You got to do that shore dive as your first dive, and then they'll take us out on the boat for the second dive. Okay, so just be prepared when if you're surprised when they say we're doing a shore dive. Well, don't be. I guess that they do that. They'll do that Sunday. We'll do that Sunday morning, I guess.
Hey, Jeff, if we get in early enough, and they want to do the briefing on Saturday and then just have us just jump in the water and do a shore dive Saturday afternoon.
I'm not
I don't think
sure
we
if
get
they're-
in early enough, Peter. I don't think we get in till
That's
like-
right. We don't get in until 3 o'clock.
Yeah, so by the time we get in and everything else, so
Yeah, and
Sunday.
they have to give you their spiel before they'll even let you take a tank.
Right,
So-
and they close at 5 o'clock, so.
I
um,
didn't. Like,
so
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work.
Yeah, I
No, you're
talked
right.
to a bunch, I
You know,
talked. to a bunch of
I'm also getting confused with Sunset House because I figure everybody's getting in about 12:30. And so we should be able to get a dive in the afternoon.
I'll have two in before you get there, Peter. I get in at 11.
Well, I'm only getting in an hour later.
Um,
I'm gonna change, in Miami, I'll change into my wetsuit.
there you go. Yeah.
And I'll have my BC on. I'll be ready to go.
So any questions on that, on the forms? I think we're pretty good. The only other one, this form here, this is the one, Gina, that we were talking about, the Divi Flamingo form. You'll just have to put, what happens is one of you can sign it, and then your additional guest just prints their name and signs it, and then you both have to initial down here. And it's just a one pager.
All right, because I'm rooming with Neil and he has a different air flight than I do. So
Yeah.
his arrival time and all that stuff will be different.
So Mark, that's a good point because, you know, both of you have to fill one of these out.
Okay,
So
that was my,
only couples, you know, can fill out one.
Neil and I are not a couple. I want you to
No,
understand
yeah.
that. He is my friend,
Ah,
and he is a
Mark,
boy,
come
but he is
on.
not my boyfriend, you know?
So you and Neil have to fill one out. Sonia and Tom have to fill one out. Joe and Mark Farren, they have to fill one out. So it's that form and then all the dive forms. I think, and then we're all set. And don't forget your marine park fees.
So we talked, Mark, before you were on, I think we talked about the marine park fees that we can pay the marine park fees now, but the tourist tax, we can't pay that one till about a week before we arrive. And I'll send out a reminder to everybody that say, okay, now's a good time to do it.
The other thing is, we always tell people, if you don't have some sort of travel insurance, you're kind of left high and dry between the airlines and weather and other stuff. So, people getting ill or something happening. You can do it a number of different ways. There's just tons of travel insurance companies out there. You could use Dan, you could use Dive Assure, you can use, there's somebody else that I just saw doing some stuff out there. You can poke around at it. We personally have Dan insurance, trip insurance, and they have different levels and stuff like that. But again, it happened last year to folks with the weather, and they got delayed getting out of the, Joel spent 2 nights in Philadelphia, because of weather and airline delays. It is still winter up here. Hasn't felt like it a lot, but it is, and February can be a cruel month sometimes.
Jeff, along with the idea of the Dan trip insurance, people who don't have it should consider the Dan dive insurance.
That's right.
It's relatively inexpensive, and it'll easily cover a chamber ride should that issue arise. And a chamber ride nowadays, I think, runs about $60,000 with an air evac or whatever else they have to do to you.
Yeah,
If you're gonna
Dan
be-
dive insurance, Dan travel insurance or travel insurance. Yes, absolutely. Our normal medical insurance obviously doesn't cover, diving related incidents. So, pretty good. Thanks, Peter. Yep. Some places, I don't know. I didn't see it in their release there about asking for your dive accident insurance number.
Yeah, where Sunset House requires it.
Where
Especially in the
other
winter
places
somewhere.
require it. And if you don't have it, they will gladly sell you a policy for a week that probably costs as much as buying the full year.
Buying Dan for a year.
Yeah. Prepaid pack. Yeah. So.
I have a question about money. What kind of money do they use in Bonaire? I didn't remember.
Called charge card.
$1. They use the American dollar.
They
Yeah,
use the
US
dollar.
dollars work
Okay.
fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Is there any place in the Caribbean that doesn't take the dollar?
Cuba.
Oh, no, they'll take the
No.
dollars.
All the islands like American.
Jesus.
All right, so I think, other, than arrive, we're gonna check to see how we will meet the driver for the ride to and from the airport. But did we have any other major questions? I think,
I remember reading, when I clicked open one of these forms from the resort, that they said the storm damaged their main dock. So we
Yes.
have to, we have
Yes.
to walk, I hope it's walking distance to the Plan B dock. And they
Yes.
said something about lockers might be,
It's on the same property. It's just at the other end of the hotel buildings.
okay.
So it's not far at all.
And it's a completely different dock and hopefully the lockers are down there near that other dock.
They do have some lockers there. They may be spread out a little bit. My understanding is their original dock is more or less non-existent.
Yeah,
Might make a good night dive, who knows?
yeah, it
But,
said they have steel and construction
Yeah,
estimates being done. I guess it really got wiped out.
and it's gonna take them a while to, rebuild it, so they have temporary stuff on the South Pier. I'm reading the form. South Pier is still on their property, so it's still right there.
The dive shop is located, was located next to the main dive pier. I don't know if they've moved it,
Down to the new one?
but you know what? We'll have to just deal with it. What else are we gonna do?
So are they?
I
As
don't
long
think,
as I don't have to drive a little truck.
No, no truck.
As long as we have a shuttle, that's right.
no, I don't even think we'll need a shuttle. I'm
No.
pretty certain it's close enough.
You know,
Dennis.
when we were down, we talked with them when we were down there. They said it's like
We're
a
down at
2-minute
Dema.
walk to make a 2-minute walk to the pier,
Yeah.
to the other pier. But that brings up a good point. Make sure you have your boat bag with you if you have to move stuff back and forth. I don't think they have carts down there like, to move gear around. But if it becomes a challenge, we'll work with the dive shop to make it as easy as possible. Trying to look at I'm sure.
And-
they would.
Jeff, a good reminder, even though we're filling out all these forms and filling out all the information, C card numbers, et cetera, bring your C card, bring your Nitrox card. Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'm guessing, I don't
This
know
is the
which.
main, here's the main dive. Oh, you can't see my pointer.
Where
That's the
here?
main one right there.
Right there.
Yep.
This is the one that probably got wiped out.
Yep.
So we're either going to be Pure Ocean Pier or Club Pier. There's the
I
dive
think
deck.
it's the other end of the,
Dive
It
shop,
might be all the way to the end here. That I
Windward.
think that's the one it is.
Windward Pier.
I think that's the one.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because it looks like it's big enough to take a boat. These others won't take boats.
Yep. Okay, so
And
there's
this is one of the pools. I mean, you can see the two pools and where the restaurants are centrally located.
casino, Chibi Chibi, the
Yeah.
beachside dining. And
I
then
remember playing blackjack at that casino,
I'm
$5
guessing,
table.
I'm hoping that given our, so we're going to be having breakfast here, I think, Chibi Chibi. Is that where we go?
either there.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they'll put us in these locations over here, closer to the
Nice.
pier. Or I don't think these are ocean fronts, right? Yeah. Okay,
I think I know somebody who has one of those.
so we're all over on this side over here. This is the dock, so I'm guessing, I don't know if we still shore dive from this area or not. Dive deck, what's that? Because you used to walk out here, right, Peter, and do your shore dive?
Don't know.
You walked away.
It was
Yep.
right in front of the pool. I can remember walking into the beach and going and walking into the pool.
Right here?
Yeah.
So
So
maybe
it's
it's a dive deck right here.
some,
I thought they had like a stairs that went down off the dock right here. So probably doing our shore dive from out in this area. 5-minute
Exactly.
walk to town that way.
yeah, I thought we just walked in off the beach, but it's
Okay,
been a few
maybe you
years.
did. Well, but again, I guess this is the dock that got wiped out. We'll be out here on this side. So that's what the resort looks like. You know, again, I haven't been, Donna and I haven't been down there, so, you know, so we're gonna see what it's all about. What's all the
Okay.
hype?
All right. Yeah, I think last time I saw Gina was diving in Bonaire.
Was it?
Raph-
That's a long
was
time
with-
ago. That was our
Yep.
first dive with the Scuba Shack.
With Raphael, and where I were down there diving.
Yeah, Raphael,
Mhm.
yeah.
Remember where the shore dives were?
Do I know where the
Is
short?
this where we stayed?
Oh,
Off this
yeah.
beach? Off
The-
this beach?
The shore diving was actually off the dive dock,
Yeah. well,
Right
the
here,
original one.
right here.
Yeah,
So maybe, who knows?
So
so,
we're gonna have to see how they're doing, how they've got the, I'm guessing they might have something set up
Yep.
down there for sure.
because they had staircases,
That's what he said,
yeah,
the stairs
that
off
would
the
go,
boat.
yeah, from there. I don't know what they've got now.
They don't- they don't have
And all the
that.
dive lockers were over there too,
Yeah.
so.
So he said they're building some down here. They might not have as many, to accommodate, but we'll have to play it by ear, on that front, and we'll try to snag as much as we can. I'm sure they're not real happy with their situation either, but,
Now, this is island time, so repairs are not immediate. Trust me.
You're fine. It's for my dive trip.
Who's this?
But it is a Dutch
I didn't
island.
get one.
Mr. Adam Rosenkrantz and Lee.
More organized.
They're a little more organized, man.
all right, so that's the map. Oh, boy. Everybody see that one pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It won't get any bigger.
But we're gonna be, I'm assuming we're going over to Klein Bonaire. We'll do some diving around there.
We saw a hammerhead shark. Matter of fact, Dennis got a picture of it. Raphael, myself, and Dennis were swimming off of Klein Bonaire, and all of a sudden, about a 10 or 12-foot hammerhead shark suddenly appeared about 15 feet in front of us, chasing the fish that swam between us 3 seconds before. Really got my attention. Really got my attention.
Finnegan or Bossy?
Finnegan,
Okay.
Yeah,
and he
that
snapped a
was
picture of it.
Dennis too.
Two ends or one end?
I don't know. I have to.
Well, Finnegan
have to think
spelled
about
his name Denis, and Bossy spelled it Dennis. So,
Wasn't boss. No.
all right. So I think we're up in this area.
Yeah, that's about where we are.
So
Yep.
getting over to Klein Bonaire shouldn't be a problem.
Not by boat.
We'll see. Come on, you can't do that as a shore dive?
It's a,
Have a
it's a.
Not that good on air?
It's a bit of a
You-
swim.
one way. You can go there one way. You know?
I'll get you some rocket fins. All right, so that's, you can see, if you go to that website, there's a lot of stuff out there on the resort and the diving, you know, and we'll check it out.
Yeah, I just Googled Divvy Dive Bonaire, and I actually got their dive site, the dive shop webpage.
Yep.
With all the forms on it.
Okay,
Donna, you don't have to send me anything. I found it.
Okay. All right, like I said, it's really just a formality. You don't need to print it out unless you want to. They have all the information. They know we're coming. So,
So we fill out all these forms and fax them to you
email.
email,
or
please.
email.
Yeah.
Okay. all
We
right.
don't have a fax machine.
That's
yet.
right. I'll
Yeah.
All
scan
we were
them.
getting was
That's
Scan
all
it or take a
technology.
picture of it.
Nobody
Actually, that's a quicker
faxes
way. Yeah,
anymore.
take a picture and send
Take
it
a
to you.
picture, send it, yeah, we're all good.
All right, I'll have to get in touch with Neil and tell him to hustle up on this on this stuff.
Well, we're recording this and he plans to watch it at a different time.
Oh, you spoke with him. Okay, all right, good.
Yeah, so he'll catch up on it.
Yep,
And if I see him at the gym tomorrow, I'll remind him.
thank you.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
Foolish or otherwise.
What else is there to see on the island?
Don't
Might
Go
know.
to that national
make,
forest. They have that national park that you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
The salt
and
thing.
Pardon me?
They have a salt where they make the salt and all the flamingos hang out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
one of the dives, was the salt pier.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can, if we wanted to take us down there, that was an interesting dive. That was
If you-
the non-drift dive that I did. But
If you want to go
like I
back,
said, and the restaurants are great, and we're a short walk into town, so.
if you want to go back 200 years, rent a car and drive to the other side of the island. And you'll expect to see Clint Eastwood walk out of one of those cantinas.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not joking either.
No, it's a lot of, it's similar to Aruba on that side, yeah. It's all rugged, western cactus, all that stuff.
It's the
Yeah,
desert.
the
island
theme to
you
Good,
live in.
Bad, and Ugly plays in the background. The theme to
Yeah.
Good, Bad, and Ugly plays in the background when you're there.
Yep. They have fences that are made of barbed wire and cactus. And I found out that the owners have them to keep the donkeys inside the fences. Otherwise, the donkeys get taken and butchered and eaten for meat.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty, it's rugged out there, let me tell you.
You could take some pictures and pretend you're two mules for Sister Sarah.
One of my favorites.
All right, anything else, folks, before we wrap up? We're
I'm
looking
good.
forward to it. If you have any questions, just email the shop or give us a call, and we're looking forward to it. Safe travels. If we don't see you before then, or hear from you, and we'll connect up. We'll let you know about the airport transportation.
Yeah.
And we're all good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good.
Looking
Okay.
forward to it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thanks an awful lot.
Thanks.
Peace.